Good day, viewers. You are welcome. A function must give one output per input. In this video, we are given a functional equations where we have f of x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals minus x plus 1. And what is f of x? I quoted that a function must give one output per input. And how do we get this? So it's very simple. As let's say we consider the solution from here. The domain of this, which is x squared minus 2x plus 1, if I write it out, x squared minus 2x plus 1. This is the same thing as when we have x minus 1 raised to the power of 2. But how do we get this? If I compare this with a squared minus 2 multiplied by a multiplied by a multiplied by b, then plus b squared. So this equals a minus b raised to the power of 2. If our a is x and b equals 1, so this is what we are going to get. But how do we get this 1 here? So just like by multiplying 2 by 1, so we get this. Now after getting this, so let's try and replace the function again by f of x minus 1 raised to the power of 2 equals minus x plus 1. The input and the output. Then the next step, we are going to rename the variables this x minus 1. By renaming this x minus 1 squared, if I let it to be t equals x minus 1 raised to the power 2. And the function changed to f of t equals minus x plus 1. But wait, so this still contradicts. This is t and this is x. And the input and the output must not contradict each other. So therefore, if you come back to where we rename x minus 1 squared to be t, we are going to make this x the subject of the formula. And if we try to do that, we are going to observe that here is an issue with t. That is, x takes two values of which is plus or minus. So we must be careful of how to define the function very well. So when we take the square root of both sides, we are going to have x having two values, which will make us to define the function in a very reasonable manner. Then let's try to make it. So here we are going to have x minus 1 equals plus or minus the square root of t. And we take this minus 1 to this side. So we have x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of t. So after getting this, we are going to substitute back into f of t equals minus x plus 1. But we go for when x equals 1 plus root t and when x equals 1 minus root t. So now let's compute f of t. So in the first one, suppose our x equals 1 plus root t. So therefore, our f of t will be equals, instead of x, we change it to minus open bracket 1 plus root t, then plus 1. And by this, we have f of t equals, when we open this parenthesis, we have minus 1 plus root t minus root t plus 1. Plus 1 minus 1 cancelled. Then we have our f of t equals minus root t. Let's consider this as the first function that we got, which is for f of t. And again, we also consider when the x equals 1 minus root t. If x equals 1 minus root t, we are going to have f of t equals minus open bracket 1 minus root t plus 1. So this gives, when we open this with negative, we are going to have minus 1 plus root t plus 1. And here we have minus 1 plus 1 cancelled, so we have only root t for f of t. So we try to bring this together. So we have the first one as f of t equals minus root t, and the second one is f of t equals plus root t. I mentioned something earlier that a function, when given one output, one input, it must have one output. But here we have two different outputs. One is taking negative and one is taking positive. So at this point, we need to make a t a well-defined, f of t a well-defined functions. So what to do is, if you try to plug in some values here in f of t equals minus root t, you can see that for every t greater than or equals to 0, so this satisfies this function. Negative does not allow because the function is defined based on the real number. And also looking at this, we are going to see that t is also greater than or equals 0. So negative does not allow in the second as well. So therefore, after knowing these two, then the domain of these two functions is given as, so we start from 0 and then we keep going upward. So therefore, the 0 is a closed interval here. Then to as many as number that we might have. So we can have 1, 2, 3, and any number that we have after 0. So that is the meaning of these two brackets, the close bracket and the open bracket. So in a conclusions, so since we have to find f of x, so we just say f of x for the first one equals minus root x if x here is greater than or equals 0. And as well, we have f of x equals root x if x is greater than or equals 0. Or we can just simply use 0 to what? Infinity. So this is how to solve this problem. I hope you learned something today. Thanks for watching, and we can drop our answer in the comment box. See you in the next video. Never stop learning. Bye bye.